hello, everybody, and thank you once again for joining me. Today we are doing our full moon ceremony, shamanic ceremony for the full moon of February, which is the full moon in Leo, and it is called the snow moon or also the hunger moon. So tonight we're going to do a shamanic journey that's going to reveal to us what kind of hunger is ailing you at this time that could really use some guidance or healing from your guides. There's different ways to hunger. We're going to talk about that in a second, but just some examples. There could be a hunger in you to really reach a certain goal. There could be a hunger in you to change some part of your lifestyle, or there could be hungry ghosts even from the past that are just eating at you that you haven't really come face to face with, that you haven't done what you needed to do to release them, or to even just come face to face with them. So those are some different types of hungers that could be ailing you at this time. And we're going to have those revealed to us through a shamanic journey tonight. But first, one of the things that I'm really excited about was that my guides told me I was going to be starting this particular full moon with a card reading for the collective. And it's been so long since I got to do a little bit of a card reading for the collective that I'm super excited about it. So let me just get my cards real quick. Right. And of course, fittingly, I'm going to use the Moonology cards. And this card is going to be for everyone who's watching this, whether you're watching this retrospectively, after the fact, or you are here today. So if your energy is in here, you'll know it. And this is for the full moon, from this full moon to the next full moon, which will be at the beginning of March 2023. This is just giving you a little message that maybe you need to hear for anybody that this pertains to. So if this is in alignment with you, great. I hope that it benefits somebody here or somebody who's watching this at this time. So pull a little bit. They must have some kind of message that they wanted everybody to get, because they told me to do this today. I'm just gonna pull 3 quick cards just to give an overall message. First card we have is a time to give rather than to take, which is the new moon in Virgo. And I get this card a lot lately, and I'll explain to you in a minute what that means, but this must just be a collective energy, because even when I do one-on-one readings, I keep pulling this card. So I'll tell you more about that in a minute. What do you need to release? And look at this picture, guys. You guys are going to see how this picture goes with our journey today so well. So that's kind of cool. But what is it that you need to release? Get that in your mind. That might be helpful for your journey in a little while. And the last card is a win-win outcome is forecast. And that's the full moon in Libra. The last one was the waning moon, and this is the full moon in Libra. Okay, so a time to give rather than to take means, when you look it up in the book and you understand, and I've talked to my guides many times, and the way that they show me is, imagine there's this huge truck filled with all the things you've been asking for, all your blessings, all of your abundance, your wealth, your health, everything you've been asking for is in this truck, this like U-Haul that your guides are ready to pull right into your driveway. And they can't, they're blocked. They need an exchange of some kind. So imagine the guy got his orders, he got his clipboard. He needs you to sign off by showing that you've put forth some kind of effort to receive this. This is the kind of metaphor that they give you. In order to get this thing that they want to give you, they have a blessing or something they want to shine down on you. In order to get that, there's some sort of effort they need you to put in as an exchange of energy with the universe. Usually, because they're saying a time to give, usually that would mean something that you already know, you've already thought you wanted to do, and it's something along the lines of, imagine you wanted to volunteer recently. You said you want to go back to volunteering. That's more literal, but it could also be, I have some things I want to get rid of and I want to donate. I have a new exercise regimen that I wanted to get back to and I just haven't been able to get back to it. I had a lifestyle change I want to do. I have some sweets or something that I want to give up. Something that's kind of a sacrifice on your end. And usually in the case of this card, you already kind of knew what it was, or if not, it'll come to you. If you're able to get this thing going, whether it's giving something up or starting a new habit that's a positive habit that will help you overall and help those around you in any kind of way, then they can exchange the thing that they want to give to you. But a lot of people keep getting this card, and so it's like they have lots that they want to give us, but they just need us to do that in exchange for it. So when you take that into consideration and now you look at the next card, what do you need to release? That sounds like the type of thing that we need to do collectively in this case is let go of something. You know how they say to let go, to bring in the new, you have to let go of the old. I don't know if that's something that you guys did as kids, but for my house, oops, somebody's kind of come in. For my house for Christmas, around the Christmas season, and like, well, my birthday's close to Christmas, but if it was going to be some kind of holiday where the kids are all going to be bringing in a bunch of new toys, which is Christmas, because everybody's going to be filling this house with new stuff, right? Junk, as parents would have thought of it. And so they're like, we're not going to just have a bunch of stuff in my house crowding me out, making all this clutter. So what they would do is they would say, okay, if you want Santa to bring you all your new toys and stuff that you asked for, here, put everything right here. And they would make a spot in the house and they would tell you where you would have to put your donation, the things that you were ready to get rid of, whether it was your clothes or toys. We would all put together and we'd make a nice little pile and fold up everything, put them in bins. And then my family would take them off to the churches and the people who lived across the border over in Juarez that needed the things that we were no longer using so that we could make room for the new. So the time to give rather than to take, and then you flow into the next card. What do you need to release? What is something that you're holding on to with your fists like this, and it's keeping you from going like this to receive the next thing that the guides are trying to give you? They want to give you something, but your closed fist is keeping you from being able to receive that. So release something so that you can receive that U-Haul truck that they're trying to bless you with. And if you do that, last card, win-win outcome is forecast. If you can do that, everybody wins. They're letting you know, they're promising you, you're not even going to miss it. Whatever it is you're releasing, whatever it is that you're finally letting go of, it's going to be such a positive outcome that you're not going to feel like you have a deficit of any kind or that you're missing out on anything. It's going to feel like a win-win. The universe and the whole as a collective is going to be better off that you released this thing, and you yourself are going to be better off that you released this thing. And then, of course, you get to get gifts, right? Then it gets to be Christmas all over again. Not the kind of Christmas we just had where we as adults had to spend all the money. The kind where you get to receive just like we did when we were kids. All right. Any questions about that reading? Or if anybody wants to share if they feel like that really resonated with them? Okay. All right, guys. So as I stated before, today we are going over the full snow moon, which is also called the hunger moon. And those names are actually really closely related. So the Farmer's Almanac names most of these moons. Lots of it resonated from Sharice. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I know it did for me. I know it was talking to me too, for sure. And I have a feeling that a couple of other people, at least people that I've spoken to a little bit, probably know what the guides are saying to you directly. Okay, so the Farmer's Almanac named most of these moons after when they set up shop in the old world, the olden days, and there were tribes people that they met with. The tribes people already had names for all of these moons. So they are saying, have faith and enjoy. Yes, yes, Coach Julie. Yes, absolutely. And if we could do that more often and be in that vibration of receiving, we could be so much further. We get in our own way. The guides are like, I have everything here ready to rain it down on you. It's you that's stopping me. I would have been gave you everything you asked for. Okay. So the different tribes had names for all these moons based off of something different. Like you'll see that they'll be named like the corn moon, and the corn moon during that month would be that was the time to reap the corn. Another name might be the name of a specific animal that gave birth to their babies at that time. So the moon would be named after the new baby animals that they would see being born during that year. So they would be, during that month. So they would be named of things like that. So during February is when some of the parts of the country would see the most snow. And so it was called the snow moon. It also was called the hunger moon for the same reason. Because it was the month that saw the most snow, it was a lot of times the most hungry month for some of our ancestors to survive through. And so when I was asking the guides this month, what am I going to do this month's shamanic full moon ceremony over? They told me, okay, we'll go look to see what kind of moon this is. Like, they told me go look, and I felt compelled to go do that. I looked it up and I saw snow moon, and I said, okay, snow. Okay, well, we kind of did something similar to that last time. And then I saw hunger, and immediately it was like my eyes got taken over and I started seeing visions. I was flashed back in time, and I saw the people struggling and walking through, trying to make it, trying to figure out where they can go from the next place from this place to the next place, not freezing to death, and finding food, whatever little bit of food they can find along the way, whatever little bit of dried jerky that they might have had, whatever little bit of different food that they had stored from the winter that they might have had. They were trying to share it. They were trying to split it up. They were trying to just make it last. And that was scary for them because at some point in time, you know, those thoughts pop up of, when am I going to see my next meal? When are we going to get in another influx of food? Are my children going to survive? Am I going to survive? And I felt their hunger. I felt their struggle. I felt the mothers wondering if their children were going to make it. I felt all of those things come to pass. And like if it was me happening right then and there. And so I knew right away when I was transported into that this is where we were going to talk about. We were going to talk about this feeling of hunger, this dire, desperate feeling of, oh my gosh, how am I going to make it? But nevertheless, even all of those feelings are scary. A certain number of them were going to make it, right? I mean, that was the cycle, that some of them were not going to make it. But many of these women that I was feeling at the time that they felt desperate, they didn't know how they were going to make it, but somehow they did. Somehow it was provided for. In that moment when they were feeling hungriest, though, the guides showed me a parallel to how many people across the land right now are feeling that same kind of feeling, but in a more modern way. And so that could be, how am I going to make the bills? Oh my gosh, January and February and December and January really hit me hard. I thought I'd be caught up by January. I heard that one a lot. Oh, December was a bad month. I spent too much money on Christmas, but I thought I'd be caught up by the end of January, and I just wasn't. I thought that this was coming in, and I just wasn't. And there was just different ways that we were just thrown into survival mode. And so sometimes it was a very literal feeling of that, like scarcity, similar to hunger, that we were feeling. In other ways, it was, how do I know this is going to work? How do I know this idea is going to work? How do I know this relationship is going to work? How do I know everything that I've tried isn't going to be for nothing? How am I going to make it? How am I going to, see from point A to point B? Different ways that we just needed to be carried through. That was another way of feeling hunger, of like, I just don't know. I don't know if I have it in me to try anymore. I don't know if I have it in me for that last stretch. That was another way that I was being shown that hunger was coming up for people. And then there was the hunger that happens outside of ourselves, the hunger that we see, those women looking down at those little round faces, their little children, and wondering, how am I going to give them everything they need? And they're tugging at her, Mama, I'm cold, Mama, I'm hungry. And she just doesn't know how to give them everything they need. That's playing again in our lives now too. How are we able to please everybody? Everyone's tugging at us. Everyone's saying, I need this, pay me attention. What about me? You haven't done this yet. You haven't done that yet. The dishes are screaming at you. The husband's screaming at you. The job is screaming at you. Everything wants. It's hungry. And then on top of that, then you might have lots of trauma or different things that you're healing from your past. And then there's those things that are hungry. They want to be fed. They want you to pay attention to them in a negative way or a positive way. They want you to, hey, look at me and be healed. Look at me and finally face these things, face these fears, face these traumas that you never did. Or, hey, come back over this way and do what we used to do. Come drink like we used to do. Come hang out, come numb out and not face any of these problems. Those are the other hungry kind of little pests and culprits that want us, right? And want to pull us back into those negative habits that we've overcome. And they're just thinking, well, if I just bother them and pest them enough, they'll just finally give in and feed me and give me what I want. So there's different ways that hunger might be coming up for you and ailing you at this time. And I can't say all of the different ways that it could be coming up. And that's where your guides and your ancestors are going to come through today in our shamanic journey to come and bring that message to you. So we're going to take a journey today. We're going to go and meet with some sort of guide. Everyone's going to get something different. You're going to get a message or a healing. I'm going to guide us through the first part of that. When we get there and we get to a certain point, you'll hear me and I'll say, now you're going to go follow this guide. And then I'll stop talking. From that point on, you're just going to let everything go. Just let it flow however it needs to flow, so that the messages can be revealed to you and you can find out what is the hunger that is the most important for you to face right now. What is the one that you can drown out all the other voices, and for now, this is the hunger you have to face, and what can be done? How can they help you to heal it? Or what kind of message can they give you about it? Maybe just going and facing it and releasing it at that moment is all you need. Right then and there, it's just done. Maybe you'll have to come out of journey and you'll have to go find out. You'll have to go face it out in the real world physically. Only you and your guides will know that, and you'll get that answer tonight. Okay. So in a little bit, what I'm going to do is you'll hear me play the drum. So I'm going to go a little bit over how journey works for those of you who are joining me for the first time and don't know how we do journey. A little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the drumming sound. You're going to hear the drum beat, and you're going to hear my voice, and I'm going to help to guide you and lead you through a little bit of a journey to help you relax, to help you get to a specific place in your astral travel that your guides will be able to take over from there. Now, for my classmates or my students, I teach shamanic training. When I'm teaching shamanic training, we get access from the guides and from the spirit world to all parts of the spirit realm that you need to go to for doing different journeys. The way that it happens when I do one of these public events with someone who maybe hasn't gotten all of those accesses from the spirits is what they give you a chaperone. So today I'll let you know what your chaperone is going to be. Once you get to it, you'll know exactly who that chaperone is, and that spirit is either an animal or a person, usually for any of these events, is going to guide you the rest of the way and show you the things that you need to see. And then from there, like I said, let it flow. If you don't see anything tonight, that's okay. What I like to always say is just trust that the energy happened anyways, the healing, the medicine, whatever it was. Sometimes they can't get the pictures to you. Maybe you're not practiced in that. Maybe you are a feeler. Your senses come through feeling and not through seeing. Maybe you hear maybe some talking, some voices kind of giving you a message, but you never see anything. So maybe you're a hearer. Maybe you see the visions that I said, but you don't feel like you heard anything, so you didn't get a message. That's okay. Just have faith that your guides are working through you and they're processing the medicine of whatever you're receiving tonight. Okay? And then another thing is that if you hear me saying the words and then all of a sudden my words are drowned out and you go somewhere off completely different, I call that guide override. Your guides trump me. So if they say, no, you're not going where Miss Wyzdom is taking you, you're going to go all the way over here. You're going to do what we say. We're going to show you this and we're going to do this other thing. Again, go with the flow. Let them do it, because that's the journey you really needed, not the one that I'm saying. Okay? So just allow yourself to go with that flow. Does anyone have any questions over how the journey is going to work and anything that I said about hunger so far before we move on? Nope, we're good. All right, let me scroll over, make sure I see everybody. Okay, awesome. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to collectively smudge us. And that's again for everybody that is either here currently or is joining us in the replay. You are included in this. We're just going to cleanse your energy with the smudge. Today I am using my Yerba Santa, and I'm going to smudge you, cleanse your energy so that when you go into the journey, you have a nice lightened spirit that's released of some of the energy that might be negatively holding on to you at this time. So what I ask that you do as I do that is you hold an image of roots coming out of either the bottom of your feet, if your feet are touching the ground, or if you're not, the base of your spine, going directly into the ground, into the Mother Earth, sending your roots down into the Mother Earth. And at the same time, imagine that your crown chakra is opening above your head like a halo, and it's inviting divine white light to just come and wash over you, starting at your crown, just washing everything that you're ready to release down all of your chakras and sending it down into the Mother Earth through those roots. Okay. And as you hold that image, I'm going to start to smudge you, starting at your crown. Crown chakras. There we go. Now third eye. Throat chakra. Heart. Solar plexus. Sacral. And roots. Down, down, down to the Mother Earth. We just ask you to take everything that we are ready to release at this time, all that is no longer beneficial to us, and all that was never ours to carry to begin with. We ask that you take these things through these roots down to your center core where they can be burned up in your magma and do harm to no one else, or as you see fit to use as fertilizer to grow beautiful things for our future. Amen. I say, Aho. Okay. So, what I saw in Smudge today, when I looked into your chakras, a lot of thinking happening in crown. And for some of you that I've spoken to personally, that doesn't sound too far off, I'm sure. But just thoughts, just rummaging. And I just try to just ask that we just put that down for a little while. I just try to tell your crown chakra, you can always pick those thoughts back up later on, once this is done, right where you left off, if you decide to pick them back up and you want to go back to ruminating on them. But for now, we're just going to set them down and relax. And we went down to your third eye, the little smudge and cleansing of that, throat chakra, heart. There was a lot of heaviness in heart today. So we just cleansed a lot of that heaviness, that grieving that's happening in a lot of people's heart chakra today. Solar plexus didn't show me anything really of note today to talk about, but sacral did. Sacral chakra, I'm not used to seeing so much energy there. And that could be because it's a full moon. I don't know. I change depending on which moon I'm working on within my own self and my own cycle. So TMI, I am a full moon cycle today, this month. So if someone else is on a full moon cycle, that could be all of the energy that I saw in sacral. If someone's maybe going through menopause, that would also show me a lots of energy happening in sacral. But it could be different things, just letting go of things having to be connected to your relationships and sexuality and pleasure and indulgence, just lots of energy having to happen there. And since we are talking about scarcity, that would make a lot of sense too, why sacral might be feeling like, oh, in overdrive right now, because that's our center of like, I need to create and I need to make money kind of feeling right there in sacral. And so then we just went to roots and we just asked roots to just take all of that we were releasing and just send it down into Mother Earth. So that was the chakra update at this time. So aho. All right, guys. And then real quick, we're going to do our fire ceremony so that we can release things into our fire so that we can get ready to go into journey. And this time I'm not going to spill. Yeah, last time we had an event, I spilled a bunch of wax on my new computer. So I'm not going to do that this time. But I wanted to show you guys the new and improved fire for our community. So this is now our community fire. I'm super excited about it. So here you go. So you can imagine that and just see that in your mind's eye as we're throwing things in the fire. I'll be throwing it off to the side over there, but this is what I'm throwing it into. So this is our bonfire, since we're virtual here. And obviously I can't start a bonfire in the middle of a of the house here. So when we're putting things into the fire, that's where we're putting that. So see that in your mind. What I'm going to do is just go around and asking everybody to just say something that you're ready to release at this time. We're using the fire to create an alchemical reaction where it's going to take something and it's going to transmutate it and turn it into something beautiful for you. So what's something you'd like to release and exchange that with something that you'd like to call in just for the next month? For the month of February, like for me, I'll just go first to kind of tell you it's February, it's the love month. I would like to release anything that's not loving to me, all the ways that I'm just not very loving to myself. And I'd like to call in self-love at this time. I hope. And so I would just each one of you guys just let go of one thing. If you can't talk, you can put it in the chat and I'll read it out loud for you. What's one thing you'd like to let go of at this time? And what would you like to replace it with? And call that in and receive that from the fire. And if anybody like to go first, if not, I'll just call you in the order that I see you.
I'd like to release my sense of lack and call in abundance.
Yes. And bring in abundance. Aho, thank you. That's a really good one. And next?
Yeah, I think I'll just piggyback right on what Teresa said.
Yeah.
That one's great. You know, any lack or scarcity or feelings of lack, and just calling in abundance and flow, and just, since this is the month of love, just lots of serendipity.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Aho. Who would like to go next? Jill?
Sure. Anything that's bringing down my spirit. And I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's okay. Let it out, Mama. It's okay.
Just calling in loving experiences from my friends and my family.
Yes. Yes. I'm sending that to you right now. Aho. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that. Who would like to go next? Coach Brianna?
Releasing unhealthy or toxic love and calling in independence and self-love.
Yes. Yes. I felt that one too. I got a lot of goosebumps from that one. Aho. Thank you. Who would like to go next? Coach K?
So many to choose from. Stress and instability. And I'd like to call in peace, love, and patience.
Yes. Yes. Aho. Thank you. Thank you very much. Gwen?
Dependency of my toxic job.
Mm-hmm.
And,
cut those cords. Cut those cords.
So I'd like to get rid of that and bring in courage.
Yes. Bring in courage. Courage and more patience and trust in that divine timing.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I hope. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me, with us. And Brianna, I think you're somewhere. There we go.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting a little emotional too because
That's
everything
okay.
that everyone's saying is hitting right on the dot.
That's okay.
But I would like to release worry and fear right now. It's something that's been holding me down a lot lately. And I'd like to replace it with strength and courage at this time.
Yes. Yes. Aho. Aho. Sending that right over to you. As much. I'm just asking your guides, you and Jill as well. Just asking your guides to just come and just put a bubble of comfort around you guys and let you know that you have so much love around you. Just let you know and let you feel that at this time, okay? Aho. Did I miss anyone? I think we got everybody. Okay.
Geez, everybody's going to make me cry now.
I know. I know. Me too. I'm like, oh gosh, guys, I gotta hold it together. I have a whole event to finish. But yes, I feel that, and I feel like this was an important moment, and I know that it doesn't feel good to be vulnerable in front of others, but I do want to let you guys know that I do feel very honored to be here in this space with you guys, and to have you guys be vulnerable in front of us, and to be able to let you know that we are here for you, to be able to just be here and share this moment with you. I feel like this is a really important thing for us all to know, that we are a village, we're a community, and we're a family. And so, so thank you. Thank you for sharing your vulnerability with us.
And that way we know to send out love to people where they need it.
Yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely. And it allows us to be vulnerable and show, like, I'm gonna come cry and be a mess to you too next, Jill. So get it when you get it together and you least expect it. I'll be like, your turn. No, I'm just kidding. That's what friends are for. All right, guys, at any point in time, if this is something that you can do at any time for yourself, if you just feel like you just need a release and you just need to call in your energy of your guides to just take those things away from you and do an alchemical type of transition where they can take something that's lead and turn it into something beautiful that's gold, you can use fire ceremony for yourself. And it's really, really good way to just say, okay, I want to release these things and I'd like to replace it with these others, because the universe abhors a void, we got to remember the other half. So not only release, what are you calling in to fill in that void now that you've released? Okay, so there's that part. All right, now I'm just going to open up sacred medicine space around all of us. What I'm doing when I do that is I'm calling in your guides, and you guys can do that as well. Give them permission, call them in, ask them to be here with us. And I'm calling in my guides and just telling them to be here, be all around us to protect us, above us and below us as well, just to keep you in this safe container where nothing that is not given permission to be here, no lower energies, nothing that is not of the highest good for you and the good of the collective is allowed to be here. So as you just go ahead and get permission and hold that kind of image in your mind, I'm going to speak to the 4 directions in the shamanic way that I do. Calling to all the spirits in the south, including the spirit of Sachamama, Great Serpent Mother. We ask that you be here with us at this time. Wrap us in your coils of light and allow us to release anything that's needed to be released from our past, all in one piece, the way that you shed skins. Guide us and protect us. Aho. To all of the spirits in the west, including the spirit of Otorongo Jaguar. Mother, Sister Jaguar, be here with us now. Help to give us strength and courage. Help us to know when it is time to be on alert and when it is time to rest. Guide us and protect us. Aho. And to all of the spirits in the north, including the spirits of our ancestors, the ancient ones, the Apus and the Curanderas. Ancient ones, please be here with us now. Erase all of our confusion and doubt and replace it with your knowledge and wisdom. And to see what Kenti Royal Hummingbird, be here with us now and help us to remember to collect the sweetness from life so that we can pollinate beauty and purpose everywhere that we go. Guide us and protect us. Aho. And to all of the spirits in the east, including the spirit of eagle and condor, help us to fly wingtip to wingtip with the divine creator. Help us to bring back good messages from the spirit realm and help us to rise above situations and view them with a bird's eye view so that we can narrow in the details that are just meant for us and take them back to our nest for processing. Guide us and protect us. Aho. Beneath us, we talk to the great spirit, Earth Mother, Pachamama, Gaia. Mother, we just want to thank you. Just want to take this moment now for all of your nourishment and all of your care, for showing us what a good mother's love actually feels like. We just ask that you connect all of our roots tonight, just for the purpose of this ceremony only, and automatically release the roots back to where they belong as soon as the ceremony is over. We ask that you help us to remember that we are all one tribe in your name, tribe with the finned people, the furred people, the feathered, the 2-legged, the many-legged, and the 4-legged, all one in your name. Guide us and protect us. Aho. And to the sky spirits above us, to the sun spirit, and to you, the moon, especially tonight, as we do a ceremony just in your name. We ask you to be with us and shine your light on us now. To all of our ancestors in the star nation in between, ho. To the divine creator spirit who is of many names and even names yet unknown, shine your light down on us now, not just tonight, but always. Guide us and protect us. Amen. I say, aho. Okay. All right, give me just 1 second. I forgot to cue up the music. Not very smart of me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to bring up our drumming. You guys go ahead and get comfortable. If you don't have a journal with you, you can go grab one. So that way, when you're done with your journey, you can write down any messages that you might want to write down that you received from your journey. If you need to take a quick body break, go ahead and let me know in the chat that you'll be right back. We'll get started in just a minute. If you guys can hear that, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's go ahead and share sound. Get comfortable and ready to take our journey. Does anybody need more time? Let me know in the chat because I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, looks like nobody in the chat left. Just need everybody to get comfortable and relaxed. Close your eyes. We're going to take a deep cleansing breath in and hold and let it out. Take another deep breath in. Feel yourself pulling all the tense energy into your chest. Then hold it. Get ready for release. Now let it out with a big exhale. Take off your arms, shake your hands out, roll your neck around. Release any lingering tension you might feel. Now focus once more on the darkness behind your eyes. Peer at that darkness until you feel it deepening, reaching out beyond your eyelids. Let yourself drift into that darkness like you're floating on it, weightless. You drift like a feather, softly swaying, drifting into that comforting darkness, wrapped around you like a welcoming blanket. This blanket swaddles you, carries you a little while longer, carrying you through the darkness. And after a while, You begin to see a horizon in the distance, carried closer and closer to it. You begin to see a scene, like a winter wonderland, comes into view. Beautiful. A clearing, maybe a meadow, all covered in white snow. You float for a little while longer, and then you come to land on the ground, right in the middle of all of it. The light sparkles off of the snowflakes like crystals. Any trees that you might see are completely covered in icicles. And it's quiet. And it feels as though all of nature must be asleep. It is until you notice the sound of voices. Voices in the distance. You look around, see that nothing has stirred. Yet, these voices continue. And they sound so far away. It's hard to make them out clearly. It's as if they're existing right where you are, but in another dimension. Another time, another place, maybe. These are the voices of hunger. The hunger that existed long ago, and the hunger that in many ways exists still even now. As the voices continue, trying to make their needs heard, you notice something fluttering a ways off. Happily flying through the wintry air, you see a butterfly. So bright and vibrant and spring-like, it's completely out of place. The butterfly comes closer to you, and it seems to be beckoning for your attention. It glows. Its light seemingly to be connected to your spirit. It wants to take you somewhere. Somehow you understand what it's trying to tell you. It wants to take you somewhere special. Somewhere to meet hunger face to face. To call on the strength and courage of the ancestors who once had to survive hunger themselves. Night, it's your turn to face the hunger that ails you the most, and to receive messages and healing that will carry you all the way into spring. You might feel a little bit frightened, but you can feel that this is for your highest good. So the butterfly starts to carry you away, and you follow it. Follow it to the place and time where you and only you are facing what you need to face. Butterfly, show you now what was that thing you needed to see. That whatever guides need to come in, be called in as well. And and any other spirit animals come and join you now. You begin wrapping up your conversations. Thanking the guides and the animals that came to help you tonight. Thanking your higher self and you, your own self, for being brave enough to come and do this, facing these things. Promise to come back and ask your guides for help on the next thing that you must release or the next thing that you must face, knowing that they can always come and help you at any time. One last message that they have for you. They're going to give you that message now. Now you feel yourself being pulled back away from this place. Your butterfly leading the way back to the snowy clearing where you first met. From the snowy clearing back into the sky, floating in that warmth, that blanket of love, carrying you into the darkness. Floating through the darkness, back into your body, feeling yourself coming back into your body now, your consciousness behind your eyelids. Once you're ready, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Come back to the here and now. Take a moment to journal and record any messages that you received, anything that you saw. Whenever someone's ready, we're ready for some shares. Sharice, let me know if you want your message here and now, or if you want me to give it to you privately.
Now is fine.
Okay. So for your journey, I brought you into my sacred garden. I took you from the snowy clearing. We went from there. We landed in my sacred garden. I met with my shamanic animals, put you in my shamanic fountain, which just cleanses all the energy that you might be holding on to, just kind of like letting you get a chance to just let go of things. Sometimes toxins and negativity kind of grabs hold of us. So I just gave you a nice cleansing in that. And then after you came out, I repeated out loud that she's here to meet with some kind of hunger that I'm going to help her work on. And when I said that, a Siberian tiger appeared. It's all white and black, all white tiger with black stripes comes, and she comes forward and says that she's here to work with you. The way that she says is there's a hunger in you that you don't let anyone know about, that you just kind of keep to yourself, and you just take care of things all on your own. You take all the responsibility on, and you don't let other people know that you need something. You don't speak your needs. You just kind of do, and you don't let people know that you actually do have something that would like to be fed, something in you that's needing some attention, whatever that thing is, that you don't speak up a lot. And so the Siberian tiger says she's going to help you because she knows very well how to walk through the snow if she needs time to keep on walking, how to take care of cubs if it's time to take care of cubs. But she also knows how to roar and be loud when she needs to be heard. And she knows how to eat when it's time to eat. And so these are metaphors for things that maybe you're neglecting in yourself, things that need to be taken care of sometimes, but you'll let them get overlooked for other people. But she's going to help you to kind of put yourself first, because that was a hunger in you that needed to be addressed at this time. Does that make sense? Does that resonate?
Yeah,
working through a lot of stuff with codependency and things like that too. I'm working on self-worth, working on self-love, working on all those things because I am way more a giver than a taker, and I know I've got to learn to balance that.
Yeah, yeah. When you get if you get a chance, sit down in meditation or however you like to connect, and imagine just visualize a Siberian tiger. Even if you could just bring a picture of one on your phone or on your laptop and just look into its eyes and ask it to help you with these things. Now that you know that so when you left my sacred garden, the tiger left with you. She's with you now as a spirit animal, and you can call on her and ask her for her strength to help you to face these things, to get rid of codependency. You can just ask her, say, you know what, I need tiger energy today. I got to face something that's going to be hard. I got to speak up today. I need that tiger energy today. Just call on her and let her help you with those things. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. How about your journey today? Did you want to share anything? Did you receive anything today in your journey?
No, I mean, as Julie knows, that's kind of where I get into trouble too. I have trouble accessing, talking to my guides.
Yeah.
They're there. I just haven't figured out how to connect and know what they're saying yet. So the only thing really I could say is like when you were calling in the north, south, east, west.
Yeah.
When you got to west and you started talking about jaguar, I got chills literally and tingling, crawling all up and down my spine. I mean, just crawling all over me.
Yeah.
So evidently something to do with that resonated. I'm not sure how or what.
Yeah.
But it was powerful.
Right. So jaguar is also in the shamanic tradition that I was taught in. Jaguar is also the archetype animal for sacral chakra. Remember, I was saying that I felt big energy in sacral chakra. And so this is about allowing yourself to indulge in things, allowing yourself to have relationships, to be intimate, not just like physically intimate, but share your intimacies, to be creative. There was a lot of different things that live in sacral. And so jaguar might be wanting to work with you on those kinds of things. Or it could be like you just got a Siberian tiger when I went into journey for you, and then you felt something from jaguar. So this might be this overall big cat energy that's trying to get a hold of you, that's saying, hey, you have this like inner big cat in you that you're not letting out, that you're not typing into. So it could be that as well. For any of the rest of it, were you able to see any of it? Did you see a butterfly and then it dropped off? No, you're just not able to see.
I mean, I did. I visualized the butterfly, but as far as like them following it somewhere, it just kind of went blank.
Got it.
So
Okay, no worries. Like I said, those are they're kind of like muscles that we just have to keep working on. Sometimes your energy might be stronger in a different way. Like you might be a sensor, so you might be the kind of person that's more empathic and you feel things, and so your other parts of your six senses are having a hard time developing the seeing part of it and going there. It could also be that you get in your head once it's time to like do the part on your own when someone else isn't guiding you. Now you're getting in your head of like, oh, what am I supposed to see? And I'm thinking too hard about it, and I don't know how to do this, and you know what I mean. So it like kind of trips you up.
That could definitely be too. I get in my head a lot. So
and that's okay. Yeah. Like I said, remember, so regardless of if you saw anything, the medicine did happen, and you were my VIP tonight, so I got to do one for you. So at least you still got a message.
Right.
But I would
and at the very end, I mean, I didn't see anything per se.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as a thing, but I was getting some bright swirling colors.
Yes. Exactly. So the bright swirling colors
of anything.
The bright swirling colors, or if you were to see like a smoky, like it looks like smoke or like jelly, those three things are letting me know that that's the ability starting to come in. That's like the ethereal realm is starting to try to materialize for you, start for you to see it. So it was like working on it. So it's just something that you keep on working on it and you'll begin to see it. I would recommend maybe doing some guided journeys with like YouTube even, and just letting them talk you all the way through it, and just keep practicing that way first, and then start trying to do it on your own. Or like I said, look at a picture, talk to the Siberian tiger by just staring in the eyes of a picture, and then start to see if you start thinking messages. Don't think too hard about it. Don't question yourself. Am I making this up? Just take anything that pops in your mind. You look in the eyes and it says, Just be yourself. Did I say that to myself, or did the tiger say it? Just write it down anyways. Tiger said, just be yourself. You know what I mean? The more you start to believe yourself, the more you build up that trust in your intuition, the better you'll be able to receive the messages.
I'm really trying, and I have been doing a lot of guided meditations. I've been working with Julie.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Julie's amazing.
And I have another friend that I'm working with that does human design stuff too.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm trying to get it from kind of several different angles.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll, believe me, since you're doing so much, it'll break through. It'll break through eventually. Once you start connecting, once you give them the permission that you say, I want to connect with you, they'll start working on it, and they'll break through one day, and they'll be like, wait a minute, did I just say that, or did I just hear a voice? Like, it'll just start coming through. Watch. It happens.
Thank you so
for
much.
sharing. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and share.
Okay.
So this one was very interesting because the last time we did this, I fell asleep.
You fell asleep.
Well,
I was thinking, I wonder if Julie's asleep.
I was anesthetized, I should say.
Right. They
I don't
put
think
you
I
under
fell
anesthesia.
asleep.
Yes.
They put me under. Well, today they let me stay awake.
Okay.
So it was interesting because when we first, and I saw everything, saw the butterfly, went everywhere, did all the things. So but when we first landed in the snow and you were saying about the voices, that almost felt a little creepy because it was a combination of Hotel California and The Shining. You know what I mean? Hotel California and The Shining. It was just very ew kind of feeling.
Interesting.
Like anxiety-ish. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I was like, okay, this butterfly better not be taking me to The Shining because I'm going to be scared. And so we went ahead, and then I just basically kind of stood there, and I felt like my guide was saying, just observe. So then I saw like this skinny person coming to me, and I said, and it was kind of like connected to a vision that I had of my great-great-grandfather who actually showed up like 3 weeks ago when I was making a smoothie, 2 or 3 weeks ago.